Hey guys, Stevie here, welcome back to another video. Today I decided to do a Bloxel tutorial because I find that people have trouble with Bloxels and I would like to expand on my channel, do some tutorials and stuff. Anyways, let's get straight into this. First up, we're going to be looking at characters. Characters are the main components of your game. As you can see, I got a few here. And for this example, I'm going to be using Lena. So here's the idle animation. Idle animations are pretty simple. You can have them doing whatever you want. Like here I have Lena tapping her foot and blinking and putting her arm on her side like she's bored, like an idle animation should be. You also can just have the idle animation being them standing still like what's on the board right now, where I can edit Lena. Then we have running animations. As you can see, my running animation for Lena is pretty complex. I had a friend help me with that. And it doesn't have to be that way. For example, Stevie here, bad example. Errolyn here, she just kind of bounces up and down, you know, having a good time. Not really good, but it gets the job done. Finally, we have the jump animation. For Lena, I just put her mid-run animation as a jumping animation, but you can do other things as well. I never really get creative with these, so I can't really give you any advice. If we press this green button down here, we can test out our character. See how they move, how they flow. You can shoot by pressing A, jump by pressing B. When you get power-ups, you swipe down with those buttons to use them, stuff like that. And yeah, so next up, we are going to be doing boards. Alright, so next up we have boards, the building blocks of our world, decorations, stuff like that. I have a few custom ones as you can see, but the ones that pre-come with the game are grass, dirt, a sign, a flag, and a chest. Here are a few examples, and if I press this little arrow, wrong arrow, if I press this arrow, I can choose from a different color palette. This is in every menu, by the way, so don't worry. You can choose from different colors to make your boards, and yeah. Next up are animations. These are about as important as your characters, as they give a nice flow to the Bloxel's game other than just the character and the boards. First up, we have the mayor as an example. They can be enemies, coins. This is the default coin animation. Water, this is also a default animation. And lava, this is a default, but I changed the colors because it used to look like soda. Animations are just a nice way to expand on your game, you know? Keep it from just being boards and a character running through a maze and stuff like that. You can add enemies and other things, and God, what am I doing? For example, here, I have a man running, and it's really nice. Some of my animations are just people standing, as they're either going to be checkpoints or not going to be doing anything at all, like this one. Next up are backgrounds. So next up are backgrounds. Backgrounds are very important as it keeps your Bloxel's game from having a purple background. The default one is this sky one, and if you use the boards, you can make your own. For example, I made this night one, this pipe one, and this black one for a future game. So now we're on, I'm messing up a lot. So as you can see, we can use the boards here to basically make our own background. Like here I have a bunch of arrows. Now there is a glitch with the background where if there's empty parts on the boards you use, then it just turns purple. Next up, the game. Next up we have the game. The game is the most important part of this since it's what Bloxel was made for. As you can see, it has the same controls as a tutorial level and a few different things. Like water can slow you down. Over a checkpoint you can press A so they can talk, and you can shoot to kill enemies by pressing A. Now there are a few things about these. First up, the blocks. Green means terrain, orange is breakable. Enemies are purple, checkpoints are white, Power-ups are pink and water, and hazard blocks are blue and red accordingly. As you can see, you can also do configure to make your checkpoints talk. You can also set them as the end game flag. You can also adjust enemies with this, which I'll show you in a sec. You can move where the character is or what the character looks like. You can edit music, and as you can see, if I hover over an enemy, I can choose if they fly, walk, or stand still and shoot at you. Also, if you have a board, you can make brains. Brains are basically just where your enemies have different stats, using the colors accordingly to the stats just shown. Finally, the actually, for an example of how the brains work, I used a bunch of blue brains to make this guy bigger as a final boss. And also used yellow so he'll give you coins. Also, in decorate, you can use your boards to decorate what everything looks like. For example, here, let me just, boom, it's a flag, now it's a sign. You can also do background blocks, where you can have a background where it's not just the permanent background for the rest of the game. And then, of course, you add your backgrounds here. And as you can see, since I have empty parts in the background, it turns purple. You can also make it an eye and pipes. And then there's accounts. I recommend getting an account before making anything, because if you do, it won't save anything. Yes, accounts will force you to use gems. You can also choose avatars using boards, and it'll force you to use gems for things such as how many frames characters and animations can have for animations, and how many of these spaces you can use for your game, but I recommend them. Anyways, that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and I don't know how to sign this video off.